November 11th, 2012. A neighbor is found dead with a bullet in his head. By sunrise, police name their suspect, John McAfee, the tech millionaire who once built the antivirus empire on millions of computers. Officers go looking for him, and he's already gone. What follows barely sounds real. He fakes his death twice, slips out of a Guatemalan detention cell hours before extradition, vanishes onto a yacht for 18 months while taunting the FBI online with his exact location. Warrants pile up. Interpol joins in. The United States throws everything at catching him, and he still keeps slipping away. How does one man dodge the world, and how long can he keep it up? 1987, Silicon Valley. While most engineers slogged through long shifts for modest pay, John McAfee sat in his cramped Lockheed office and typed a few lines of code that would change everything. A new threat called the brain virus was leaping from PC to PC via floppy disks, panic spreading faster than the malware itself. McAfee saw opportunity. On his own time, he built a simple detection tool, VirusScan. Companies came calling, then calling more. Within months, he left Lockheed and began selling the software from the trunk of his car. McAfee associates took off like a rocket, but it wasn't just the code that made him a star. It was his understanding of fear. He warned corporations that digital infections could cripple them. Fear sold software. By 1990, half the Fortune 100 were paying him. Revenue soared into the millions. John McAfee had become Silicon Valley royalty. The throne didn't fit. He hated boardrooms, hated meetings, hated being accountable. This was a man expelled from a PhD program for sleeping with a professor's daughter, fired from an engineering job for showing up high, and once hiding behind a dumpster during a drug panic. Limits made him itch. Corporate life strangled him. In 1993, he cashed out roughly $100 million and walked away from the empire that still bore his name. For a while, he drifted. Meditation retreats, ultralight aircraft, Eastern philosophy. None of it quieted him. Then, the 2008 crash wiped out most of his fortune. Instead of humbling him, it confirmed his belief that institutions existed to control people like him. He vowed never to be chained again. In 2009, he flew to Belize. No IRS breathing down his neck, no extradition treaties, no rules. He bought a beachfront villa, then a jungle compound, armed guards, young girlfriends, and claims of an herbal lab to cure superbugs. Locals whispered he was unstable, dangerous, or both. By day, he flew his ultralight over the coast. By night, chaotic parties with guns scattered like decorations. A pharmaceutical startup, a fortress of loyalty, and paranoia twisting into something darker. Belize wasn't a place where foreigners made the rules, and McAfee was about to learn that the fuse had already been lit. Before dawn on Ambergris Cay, chaos strikes with military precision. Tactical officers storm John McAfee's compound without a warrant. Guns trained, they line him, his girlfriend, and staff against the wall. His 4 massive mastiffs, bred for aggression, charge. A shotgun cracks. One dog falls. McAfee screams, eyes wild, as officers pin him face down in the dirt. 6 hours of destruction follow. Lab equipment overturned, rifles and pistols confiscated, bottles of chemicals seized. No drugs are found. The only charge, an unlicensed firearm. That night, McAfee lands in Belize's central prison, bribing a guard for a cigarette, belt replaced by a garbage bag. By morning, he's free, but something inside him has shifted. He sleeps with a Glock under his pillow. Tripwires and cameras snake through the compound. He talks of assassination plots, corrupt police, and cartels in hushed, urgent tones. Belize's prime minister later calls him paranoid, even bonkers. McAfee calls it survival. Meanwhile, a quieter storm brews nearby. Gregory Fall, a 52-year-old expat seeking peace, lives next to McAfee. The dogs roam beaches at night, biting tourists. Fall complains, confronts McAfee. Control your dogs or I will. McAfee refuses. Weeks pass, tension simmering, until November 9th, 2012. One by one, McAfee's dogs convulse and die, poisoned. Rage eclipses grief. Staff are ordered to end the suffering. McAfee paces the compound, gun in hand. Someone sent a message. Cartels? The neighbor? The next night, a single gunshot shatters the island's calm. Gregory Fall is found face down, execution style in his villa, laptop and phone gone. The island freezes. Belize police rush to McAfee's compound. The gates are open. The house is empty. He and his girlfriend have vanished into the jungle, underground, invisible. The man who once protected millions of computers now stands accused of homicide. He is not running blindly. Every move, every safe house, every shadow has been planned. John McAfee has declared war on a nation, and no one knows how far he is willing to go. Within hours of disappearing into the Belizean jungle, John McAfee and Samantha vanish into a network of hideouts, abandoned warehouses, sympathetic locals' homes, a fishing shack along a mangrove river. Every move is calculated, every route off limits to authorities. Police sweep the district with dogs and helicopters, roadblocks snarl every highway, raids hit every connection to McAfee, yet he remains untouchable, a ghost slipping through a tightening net. 3 days in, he's holed up in a concrete bunker 200 yards from a police sweep. An old TV flickers to life, Swiss Family Robinson, and McAfee munches canned beans, laughing at castaways building bamboo fortresses. A treehouse, he jokes. In reality, every hour in Belize reduces his odds of survival. Informants talk, borders lock down. The GSU closes in. He needs an exit. Under cover of darkness, on November 14th, McAfee boards a fishing boat on the southern coast. $2,000 buys an illegal crossing into Guatemala. No passports, no records. Offshore, the engine cuts. The boat drifts silently. By 3 a.m., they land on a deserted beach near Puerto Barrios. By sunrise, they're in Guatemala City, checking into the Villa Royale under false names. For the first time in 72 hours, he exhales. The spotlight proves irresistible. With Fall's murder dominating headlines, McAfee contacts Vice magazine through encrypted email. 2 days later, a journalist and photographer arrive. Photos, a blog post. We've made it to safety. McAfee grins, arm around the reporter, feeling untouchable. Disaster follows. A hacker spots GPS metadata in the published photos. Every agency now knows his exact location. Within weeks, Guatemalan police storm the hotel, cuffed, facing cameras, charged with illegal entry. Deportation looms. Belize could be a death sentence. McAfee fakes a heart attack in custody, buying time. Guatemala relents. Instead of Belize, he's sent to the United States. December 12, 2012, Miami International Airport, disheveled, unshaven, victorious. The fugitive becomes a celebrity. The hunted outsmarts the hunters. But how long can a ghost stay ahead of the world? Back in the United States, John McAfee attempts domestic life. A rented condo, morning coffee, walks in the park, Netflix at night. 4 months pass before boredom wins. By summer, he's back in his element. A viral YouTube video teaches viewers how to uninstall McAfee antivirus, a surreal dark comedy of guns, women snorting bath salts, and McAfee mocking the software that still bears his name. Millions watch. Next comes a presidential run in 2016 under the newly formed Cyber Party. Legalize drugs, abolish the IRS, encrypt everything. Polls say 0%, but headlines erupt. By 2018, he evolves into a cryptocurrency evangelist. Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins. McAfee declares himself their prophet. He lives on a 75-foot yacht equipped with satellite internet, an armory, and his partner, Janice. Taxation is theft, he proclaims. The IRS disagrees. Well, in January 2019, a federal grand jury indicts him for 8 counts of tax evasion. Instead of surrendering, McAfee fires up the yacht and vanishes into the Caribbean, Cuba, Dominican Republic, Bahamas, possibly Venezuela. Every few days, a new harbor, a new taunting tweet, encrypted phones, VPNs, body doubles, disguises. Fame shields him. He broadcasts decoy locations to 2 million followers, forcing governments to chase phantoms. July 24th, 2019, Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic. Authorities swarm his yacht over illegal firearms. 4 shotguns, 3 handguns, enough for a small militia. 4 days, negotiations, cash exchanged, and he walks free. John raises a glass of rum as the yacht pulls away. By late 2019, he relocates to Eastern Europe, posting cryptic warnings. If I go down, they all go down with me. Bluff or threat, it doesn't matter. In October 2020, he stops running. With Janice, he rents an apartment near Barcelona. October 5th, 2020, El Prat Airport. A passport scan flags him. Spanish police surround him. After years of evasion across 3 continents, John McAfee is finally arrested at the request of the U.S. Department of Justice. The game seems over. A man who vowed never to be caged now sits, 75 years old, in a concrete cell. For someone who has danced around death, taxes, and the law, the story is never quite finished. 8 months in a Spanish cell. No gadgets, no Twitter, just walls and time. McAfee communicates through sporadic tweets and cryptic messages hinting at threats. If I hang myself a la Epstein, it will be no fault of mine, he writes, a nod to Jeffrey Epstein, found dead under suspicious circumstances. Months earlier, he tattooed a $sign with Whack D, claiming a warning. To the public, he's defiant. To the Spanish court, he insists the charges are politically motivated. U.S. prosecutors pile on 8 counts of tax evasion conviction, millions owed, and potential life sentences. Separate fraud charges accuse him of manipulating cryptocurrency markets. McAfee knows American prison could be fatal. Yet, in messages to Janice, he remains fearless. "I have no fear of what's coming." June 23, 2021, the Spanish National Court signs his extradition order. Within hours, he's informed of imminent transfer to U.S. custody. He calls Janice. "I love you. I'll call this evening." The call never comes. Around 7 p.m., guards find him hanging from a bedsheet. Paramedics arrive too late. John McAfee, 75, is pronounced dead. Official cause, suicide by hanging. The timing sparks immediate speculation. Janice insists he was upbeat. Autopsy confirms no drugs. Asphyxiation consistent with hanging. Conspiracy theories explode. Silenced, final trick, or faked death. His body remains in a Spanish morgue as legal battles over his estate unfold. Even in death, McAfee's story defies closure. He turned paranoia into profit, challenged authority, and lived as a digital age outlaw. As he once said, "It's better to live one day as a lion than 1,000 years as a lamb." His life ended violently and abruptly, but his legend was never contained.